and welcome to The Profitable Dog Trainer. I'm Tennille and I help you to grow a flourishing dog training business that you can stay passionate about. I've been running my own dog training business for 13 years now, and I want to take everything that I've learned through other learning and through experience to help you get to your goal of success, whatever that may look like, a lot faster than I did. Something that I really want other dog trainers to know and understand is that you can make a really successful living from a dog training business, and it doesn't have to look a certain way that other people say to do so. So when I first got into dog training, I was told that you had to work like 24/7. You definitely had to do after hours and weekends, and that you really have to do big group classes or board and train to be able to make a success out of the business. But I didn't really want to do that style of service. So I've been able to build a 6-figure dog training business working part-time hours, doing only private lessons at the end of the day. I have done other services like board and train and group classes in the past, but I was able to change that and shape my business to suit my lifestyle and to look how I wanted it to look and feel how I wanted it to feel to run. In this video, what I really want to talk to you about is pricing strategies and how important it is to have a pricing strategy and to set a price that ensures that you will be profitable in your business and help you reach your financial goals. So let's start by talking about 3 common mistakes that I see dog trainers make all of the time when it comes to setting their prices. Now, the first one is ignoring market research. And market research, it's a crucial step to understanding the market that you're working in so that you know exactly who you want to attract that will be the ideal type of client for you and your personality type and your goals. If you haven't done any market research, it makes it really fuzzy and difficult to truly understand and be clear on who you're trying to attract when it comes to the marketing that you put out there. It also means that you don't know clearly, at least, what your unique point of difference is to your competition, otherwise known as your unique selling proposition. Not having this information can make it really difficult to have solid numbers for your goals and be really clear on what they are and how to get there and build a plan on how to get there. So basically, you're winging it and you're a little bit aimless. And as you know, if you don't have a goal to go towards, you could be going in all sorts of directions all the time. A really common mistake number 2, and one of my favorite topics to talk to dog trainers like yourself about, is undervaluing your services and not knowing the worth or value of your services. Now, we don't say not knowing your worth because your worth as a person is priceless. You can't put a financial number on the worth of a person. So to be clear, we separate that and we are talking about the worth and value of the services and results that you provide to your customers. Many dog trainers are undervaluing the value of what they can do for people and their level of skills and experience and how valuable that can be to the typical dog owner. Even if you haven't been dog training for very long or running a business for very long, even if you feel like a bit of imposter syndrome or like you're not quite experienced enough, it's important to realize that if you've done any kind of study or had any sort of ongoing experience with training dogs and you're able to change their behavior, that can provide life-changing value to the everyday dog owner that doesn't know anything about dog training. And it's really easy that when you're really into something and dog training is your passion, you can know a lot about it but feel like everyone knows this, especially when you're hanging out in online forums, Facebook groups, and things like that, and you are interacting with other trainers that may be more experienced than you. You're watching them, they look and sound really knowledgeable. Maybe they're doing things with their dogs that you wouldn't quite know how to do it. And so you feel like, oh, I only know the basics and everyone knows those basics, and so there's no value in it. But when you remember that your clients are everyday dog owners that don't know what you know and don't have that experience and aren't comparing to other trainers, sure, you may not be able to charge the same as someone that has 10 years experience, but you also need to make sure that you're not devaluing your services and charging too little and therefore not making a sustainable business just because of your own confidence in your abilities and your comparison to other dog trainers. And that happens a lot. So make sure you're not using just your emotions and confidence as a guide to steer you towards what you charge, at least not as the only guide. Another point related to this is when you're just basing your prices off what the competition is doing and trying to just be a bit cheaper than them. And if you're competing on price like that, it's a race to the bottom. So don't compete on price, compete on the experience that your clients will have. Whether it's amazing results or the journey along the way has something different to it that only you can offer, which just being yourself as a unique individual is unique for a start. But compete on that. Compete on the service, your customer service, your dog training results, the experience in the dog training journey that you provide, and use that to stand out. Don't compete on price, or you'll just be competing on getting to that lowest price point, and that's not good for anyone involved. Now on to mistake number 3, and that is neglecting profitability, or neglecting planning around this and thinking about how you're going to be profitable and how much profit you will make from each service or product that you're offering. When dog trainers are setting their prices, if they're only thinking about that one number that they quote to someone, and it's like an hourly rate or something like that, which I don't recommend, by the way. If you're just focusing on that number, but you're not actually figuring out how much of that is going towards your expenses, and if you're not accounting for all of your expenses, then you run the risk of not even knowing how profitable you are and are not being profitable enough to be able to sustain the business and to sustain yourself working in the business, which is really important, because if you're burnt out, you can't help anyone at all. So you need to be charging enough that you can cover your expenses, make a profit, and take care of yourself. Now, if you have no idea how to start with this and figure these things out, or you just feel totally lost on how to set your rates, I have a free rate setting guide for dog trainers on the website, and I'll put the link below this video. Basically, it's called How to Set Your Rates, how to figure out what to charge for your dog training services. And it's this handy dandy guide that talks about some of the things that we've talked about today, but how to figure out how to come up with that number and figure out what to charge, and how to know when you might want to raise your prices, lower them, etc. It's got a practical calculator in there if you want to do it just the mathematical way and give you some guidance on that. But it also talks about intuitively figuring out what to charge as part of that as a whole. So you've got your profitability figured out, you've got a plan, you know how much you need to make, but you can use how you feel about it to guide you on the nuances of the pricing as well. So I'll pop the link below, make sure that you check that out. Now, lastly, before we go, I wanted to finish by giving you some inspiration of other dog trainers that may be in similar, or maybe were in similar positions to what you are now, who have grown their businesses to something that is thriving and flourishing and profitable and still enjoyable by applying some of the strategies that we've talked about today when it comes to pricing, along with other things that we've done in my masterclass, helping students to grow a profitable dog training business. So first we have Sarah.
I was trying to start my own dog training business. I'd been trying for quite a while. So at most I would see one new client every 3 weeks, and I was charging $50 a lesson, and I thought that was really awesome money for my time, even though I ended up spending a couple of hours with each person in every session. But I just didn't know what else to do. Like I knew how to train the dogs, I just didn't know how to make a business out of it, but I knew it's what I really, really wanted to do. And within my first week of starting in the masterclass, I sold my first dog training program, which paid for more than the cost of the masterclass. So within a week, I got all my money back and then some, and it's just been up and up from there. Able to help so many dogs, and I'm able to make such an awesome living out of it. So I'm not feeling burnt out. I can really appreciate all the time that I get to dedicate for for my clients because I'm getting compensated appropriately, because there's nothing worse than running yourself ragged trying to fit in 5 bazillion clients every day while you're going home exhausted. Like, you need to be able to give everyone 100%. So since I started doing the masterclass, everything's done a 180. My business is really, really successful. I love the clients that I'm working with. They're my kind of people, and we really get along personality wise.
Then we have Shannon, who is another one of my students.
Business had already been started. I thought I was pretty business savvy and everything was going along quite nicely. However, what I discovered is that you were able to help me accelerate my business. So within 2 years, I was supporting 2 full-time trainers, and I was earning a 6-figure income myself. What was also important to me was that I went to work every day. My income supported my family, and my job was something that I absolutely loved doing. My husband was a FIFO worker, and he was able to come home knowing that we had a stable income. We didn't have to rely on his income anymore. He got to be an at-home husband and dad to our 2 boys, which is really important to us. He also had the time, because of my income, to be able to establish his own business, which has just recently opened as well. So both of us now are able to go to work every day and do the thing we love, and come home to our beautiful family at the end of the day and enjoy time with them as well.
So like I said in the beginning, by taking on the experience and lessons that other people have had who are in the position you want to get to, you can take shortcuts, you can save time, and you can get to that end result quicker. I hope that these few examples of many inspire you, because above everything, I just really want you to know, first of all, what is possible, and that you can create a business that suits your goals, lifestyle, dreams, and ambitions, however you want that to look. When you charge appropriately and your business is sustainable for the amount of time you want to work and the amount of money that you can make, and that it fits into the goals that you have, it can allow you to avoid burnout. It can allow you to have more time with your family, have some holidays and vacations maybe, and spend more time training your own dogs. I know a lot of dog trainers say that they feel so strapped for time and they don't have time to train their own dogs anymore, but they're still not making enough to pay the bills. So we don't want to end up in that situation, and that's why it's so important to charge appropriately. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to grab that free guide and check out all the other resources on the side. I'll put all the links below. And if you have any questions that you'd like me to cover in a future video, please put it in the comments below and just say hi. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.